Good morning, traders. A very warm welcome to you today on Tuesday, the 2nd of January 2024. This is your Bitcoin update. Bitcoin is breaking out. We are heading for that big yearly level, which is very, very good to see. This basically being the first proper trading day of the year. Yesterday, obviously being a bank holiday, it was New Year's Day. Everybody was very hungover, not myself. I didn't drink. I'm a good boy sometimes. But yeah, a lot of people very hungover, so clearly not a lot of trading going on. The liquidity was very thin yesterday and has seen a pretty decent opportunity for a nice squeeze this morning. So as we look at this chart, we are through this monthly level. Okay, we can go back. We'll just have a quick look at the chart here. So we have this as just a key monthly order block that we have from last year. And we are approaching that previous year, not previous year, it's the 2022 yearly open. So this is a level that we have been looking at for quite some time. I have said for a while now, especially since whilst we've been in this range, I will not be looking for shorts until we reach that point in terms of swing shorts. However, I am most certainly looking to hedge short when we do get there. So I do have limit orders above that $46,000 area. In fact, I can take a little screenshot of this right now and just quickly show you that, yeah, this over here basically being a bunch of limit sell orders ready to get filled between 46,000 and 46,500. I am 100% long right now on a lot of stuff. And yeah, I would like to see this 46,200 level hit probably today in order to, well, get filled on those shorts. And then we do start to look at the potential for this being a deviation where we can then be looking at a bigger correction over like the next couple of months or so. It is a significant level. So although I wake up being very bullish today and being very happy of this move up, I do want to be hedging short within this area. And I will just cover a couple of things that could be a narrative on that in just a moment. So the other level to be aware of, if we do go and push beyond that year, is that 2022 yearly high that is there at 48,222. And that again is going to be a considerable level to be aware of. So yeah, just for now, this so far looking very good. I would expect to see this go a bit higher as we go into the New York session. I will be live for the New York Open later, so I hope you all join me there. And I hope you've already liked and subscribed and done all of those kind of things on this video. If you haven't done it, hit the like button. Do it now, please. And also post a comment below because it does help the algorithm. And my God, we do need help with that algorithm because I'm terrible at promoting this stuff myself. So please do help us out. Anyway, as we go on to this, the year got off to a good start yesterday. Okay, we're green. We've basically got no wick below. And it's a very similar situation today. The daily opened and just continued higher. So we've taken out that previous year high. And we are going now for this high, which is the one that is very, very important, because what happened previously when this has happened before is, if we look at that number 3 candle, which is very similar to what we had then, but that is what gave us the top of the previous like recovery out of the bear market. There was a big correction, and then that following year continued to push higher. So we are looking at the potential for this to give us a rejection and then look at a more corrective move over the coming months. I'm still very, very, very bullish for the whole year, but this is approaching an area where we could be looking at potential shorts. Now, going on to the Coinbase charts, okay, I was bullish yesterday. Okay, you don't want to be fading the 200 4-hour EMA. This is one of the best. Like, moving averages are pretty good. You had the EMA and the SMA at this point here. and we were just getting squeezed between those areas. And you don't fade that when you're bullish on the higher time frames. You don't fade those high time frame moving averages on the 4 hour, because they are very, very good, as we've seen many times before. In fact, you can throw the 100 on this, and this is what's been holding it through all of these little bounces here, and then that 200 coming into play, basically being the main level that you need to be aware of, and getting that continuation higher. Now, are we looking at this now? So obviously this is broken out. We have this range here, which is the current breakout. I do think that we could see something like the accumulation, okay, and then we get the manipulation above, and then we do start to see that distribution, which can take us back down towards those 30k areas. This is something that I am very much aware of right now, and something that I think you need to be also considering, that if we do break up here, the yearly level, or even if we do push higher, okay, if there is to be a rejection and we come back within this range at this point, then yes, we are looking at the very least 38k, and then potentially down to 30k. And I think this could play into the more unexpected narrative, is that we still have to wait until March for the really significant ETF news. Remember that the January approvals is only ARK and 21 shares. They are relatively small ETFs in the grand scheme of things, and then the big ones, the BlackRock, etc., is in March that they have their final deadlines. So we could see a potential situation where everyone is expecting ETF approval, it is being priced in, and maybe it does get rejected, which gives us that bigger correction. Now, that would not be bearish in my opinion. That would just be actually possibly the most likely scenario here. I've always had March on my timeline. I'm aware that there are ETF approvals, and if there is an ETF approval, then that will likely send us to take out these highs. But I do think at that point that could be the local to mid time frame high, and then we go for that 30% ish correction after that. Obviously there will be an area of distribution up at these highs, so it's not going to be a case of just boom boom straight down, but yeah, that is why I am looking for those short positions. I'm repeating a lot of stuff, but I do want to make it very clear of how I am looking at the market right now. So yeah, overall, everything looking pretty cool. If we go over onto EXO, then so far today, okay, you can see this isn't a move that you particularly want to be fading. All right, so the day opened similar to yesterday, an immediate move up. We've got barely any wick to the downside. Okay, an immediate move up, and then each of these consolidations we can see throughout this whole area here, where you are building open interest on negative delta but price moving higher, giving us that bullish divergence, that CVD divergence, with an increase in the open interest here, enabling us to have the liquidity to then come and stop out a bunch of positions. But we still see open interest rising on this move, and this is not a move that I would want to be fading at this stage. I do think that we do come and take out that 46k, and we do get to that 46,200 target. At that point, you would like to see a drop in open interest, and you would like to see basically, some longs getting trapped up within that area. Anything else to look at? Do we want to look at the liquidation heat maps? I will just quickly refresh this. I showed you the liquidations yesterday, and we could see that we were getting this cluster around that, whatever price that is, 43,200. Okay, we could see that we were getting those cluster of short liquidations. We were building those bullish divergences on that weekly level that we had down there. We got that squeeze, and we have continued to push higher. Okay, so right now, still looking healthy, this move, but of course, downside is basically going to be a target at some point in the not so distant future. Everything else remains kind of the same. If we look at the delta here, we can see that this is still looking relatively healthy. Can still look for higher, but once again, there is the potential for this to be putting in a distribution if we do continue much higher than this. So I've talked for 10 minutes and it's all the same information. 46,200. Look out for it. Let's wait and see what happens at that point. If we do get there, if we don't get there and we just fail here, then very annoying. But I will then look to short lower because obviously my short positions are higher right now. Yeah, it would be a case of kind of rejecting here. If we lose VWAP, then I would probably look to short that because then you're coming back into that previous range. And that is when it does start to look like maybe a level has been front run. But I'm still very confident in this. I still do think that we push higher and then we can look for those short positions to basically send us to lower targets. If we do want to have a quick look at this, lower targets are going to be that major point of control. Okay, so if we go and zoom out on the macro, then once we do come up into this 46,200 to 48,600, that will be our golden pocket. This is a big area, a big zone. Okay, so within here, anywhere within here, then if there are short positions, then first of all, you'd be looking back into that point of control, which takes out this previous range low. And then I do think that we see these tests of the daily moving averages. Okay, so this at the moment, I think is the SMA. We turn that onto the EMA, then we do have these moving averages coming up. Then $38,000 will be a big target there. And if, of course, we do lose that POC, then I think we can come all the way back down and we can start to correct and back test this big imbalance that we made on the move up. This basically being that first legit, like real pump. And then we've just been bullish ever since. So in terms of a corrective move, if we are to get that from 46,200-ish, then yeah, you're looking at that 30% correction. Even if we come a bit higher up to that 48.6, to come down to that POC, it is that 20 to 30% correction. If we do reach to 48, then I think going down to 30 is less likely. But yeah, that 38K, 32K, basically being two levels that I will be very, very aware of. And yeah, that's all I have to say. That is all I have to say. The other thing, weekly moving averages. So the reason I have the SMAs on is because we have this golden cross, and quite often you do see a test of that cross when it happens. We saw it happen back here. Okay, bit of a rejection, then break through. Are we going to come back and test into these areas over the coming like few weeks to few months? Yeah, that is something that I'm looking at. So a bullish for now, and who knows, this could just blast through these levels and continue and continue and continue and continue at this stage. But above 46,200 is the area that I would look at for a corrective consolidation type of move before we do continue major bull market after the halving. So big moments here, which is why I've repeated myself for the millionth time on that level. And yeah, I'm not going to talk anymore. Have a great day. I'll see you later on the live stream. Thank you very much for watching. Hit the like button, do all of those nice things, and see you soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.